Well, the best time of the day for us is when all the cages are cleaned and we have cuddle time and play time with the ratties. We try and get our rats out at least twice a day, and each rat has their individual time with us as well as coming out in their little family groups. Now this is Dawn here. I don't know how long she'll sit on my knee. She's not the most cuddly girl unless there's food about, so we might just try her with a little piece of Cheerio. Here you go, Dawn. There we go. Now with our new rats, whether they're young rats or older rats that are nervous, we tend to keep the sort of bonding time and play time to 5-minute sessions just to start with, and then gradually increase the time. That makes it less scary for nervous rats and less tiring for baby rats. But the bonding is really important, and it's something that you need to go through. Let's just get you in there, because without bonding with your rats, you're going to miss out on an awful lot with them. There she is in there, tucked in the corner. But when we do tricks and agility, we don't do them until we've either had the rat for a month or until the babies are around 3 months old. You shouldn't really be trying to get tiny baby rats to do things while their bones are still soft. You should wait until they're over 3 months old, and really with agility we tend to say around 4 months old we start agility and little tricks, but we don't do as many tricks. We prefer the agility, but you know, it's nice to do a few little things with them, and the rats seem to enjoy it as well. With the young rats, we won't give lots of treats. They can have, once they get to a few months old, they can have a tiny piece of Cheerio or a little Rice Krispie, but mainly we keep the treats as healthy fruit and vegetables after playtime. Now with our older rats like Dawn, we'll give Rice Krispies while we're doing tricks, because the older rats do need a bit more of an incentive to actually come out and do things, not actually come out of the cage, but they're more food orientated, especially with a lot of the rescues. You know, they maybe have just been fed lots of junk food, so it's nice for them to have little treats. But we've had to wean them off junk food because that's really what they've lived on, which is not healthy for anybody. There's my lovely girl Dawn, aren't you? Yes. But rats are brilliant, and I don't like it when people say rats are naughty, because they're not naughty. They're mischievous and they're inquisitive and they're intelligent, and intelligence and behaviour is something we're going to do a series on later this year, because that is our special interest. But you know, they need things to keep them amused. This girl doesn't like sitting on my knee for too long. You're a big girl, but I'm going to give you a sweetie. And sweetie, you're such a good girl. There you go. You eat your sweetie there. You're going to get tucked into my cardigan again. Somewhere dark is always good to eat a sweetie. So yeah, watching rats is a really good hobby, especially when they clean themselves. They spend a greater part of each day cleaning themselves, and I don't know if you've noticed, but they always start washing their faces, and they always follow the same routine with the cleaning, and it's very difficult to interrupt a rat while they're washing themselves. And if you do manage to interrupt them, they have to go back to the beginning and start all over again. So that's something that's really interesting, that we find rat behaviour and why they do things. And there's like learned behaviour and things that are instinctive behaviour. And we're going to talk about all this later this year, and we hope that you'll find it really interesting. And we're basing this on research that we've done from other people, and also our own observations. And this is Little Miss Fidget, I think this is called, Little Miss Fidget. How about a Crispy? Would you like a Rice Krispie? There we go, Little Miss Fidget. Yeah, so really I think you'll find there's so much you can do with rats, and don't just put them in a cage, even if they've got other rats for company, which they need other rats for company, but they need time with you as well. And I think you'll find that you'll get so much more out of your rats if you actually put in some effort and think about different things to do with them, new toys to play with. Let's just see if we can move you back a minute, darling. There we go. And you need to rearrange their cages from time to time, because rats can get bored and they can get quite destructive with chewing when they get bored. And this is a part, not the natural chewing that they have to do to keep their teeth down, but I've had rats that have come to me as lone rats and they've destroyed everything within minutes because they're on their own. So, you know, and you need to find things constantly for them to do, and you'll find you'll have far better, happier all-round rats if you actually keep them amused. There's far more to keeping rats than just good food and a clean bed. You've got to think about the whole rat. Because they are so intelligent, they're not going to be happy to just be left day after day with the same little toy to play with, never coming out. And remember that you've got to give rats at least an hour a day outside of the cage, and that is so important to rats. The only time our rats sit and eat treats like this is when we're filming. They don't normally get the opportunity to, because we try and keep their diet as healthy as possible. But this is just really so it's not just me talking, and a bit more interesting for you than me just babbling on and no rat to look at. But you'll find, you know, rats respond very quickly to kindness and gentle handling. And when you're actually teaching tricks and agility, also keep the sessions very short, around 5 minutes, and never try and force the rat to do anything. If they're not interested, leave it and try again another day. But I'd say with training, we keep it to a maximum of 5 minutes a day, really, to start with. And maybe working up to about 10 minutes once the rats are actually enjoying the agility and they know what to do. And what we tend to do is just leave the equipment out, and we just, once we've taught them, we just let them go on there if they want to. It should be fun. So just remember that anything you do with your rats should be fun, it should be safe, and it should be enjoyable for both of you. So just have a little think about what you can do. And I'm going to have to put this little girl back before she eats any more Crispies. She's already a big girl, so we don't want her to have any more. Are you okay, Dawn? You're going to say bye-bye? You good girl. But this little girl and her sister, they came to us at 18 months old. They had babies at their previous home, which we have some of the babies, and they were so nervous they could not even be handled. And it took a few weeks before they were happy to be stroked. Well, we could stroke them, but it was a few weeks before we could pick them up. But they are the best natured rats ever. They've never ever, however scared they were, they have never tried to bite. So beautiful temperament. So just enjoy your rats and keep them amused and keep them happy and safe.